Hey everybody, as a disclaimer I did want to mention that at the time of making this video, surprise surprise, DJI did release their Mic 2 package with 2 transmitters and 1 receiver. I still think all of my points are valid for this video, but I did want to mention that this video was shot and edited just before the DJI Mic 2 was released. Stick around and later on in the video I'll give you guys my 2 cents on some of the features. So I have a confession to make. The DJI Mic 2 that's included in the Pocket 3. Although I love the mic and how it works with the new Pocket 3, I have to admit, I'm not too excited about, well, the sound quality compared to the old DJI mic. And there are some cosmetic features that I think make it look cheap. Let's dive in. Okay, so I know the DJI Pocket 3 is probably the camera of last year. Right? It's a wonderful system. It was highly anticipated. And if you got the combo package, you got the new DJI Mic 2. I've been using the Pocket 3 and the DJI Mic 2 for a while now, and I actually can't figure out a way to link the DJI Mic 2 to my Sony a7S III. I don't think it's possible, but it links perfectly with my Pocket 3. When compared to the original DJI mic, the DJI mic that I'm using now, I love the original DJI mic. I love the way it sounds. Right off the bat, with the new DJI Mic 2, I noticed that the sound was off. It sounded kind of cheap and thin. I wanted to confirm first, I wanted to make sure that the sound that I was hearing wasn't something that, you know, is just off to my ears. I also want to give myself proper time to learn how to EQ it and properly EQ this mic to my voice. But after spending about a month or two now with it, I just don't like it when compared to the original DJI mic. And I don't know if that's because of the Pocket 3 preamp, because it is connecting through Bluetooth, right? Or if it's something else, but I've also kind of worked with the internal recordings and those don't sound very good either. Okay, so before I go into the deep end and start talking about all the cons, I want to talk about the pros. I absolutely love that it can record internally 32-bit float. I also love how it's just seamless with the Pocket 3. So the Bluetooth technology just works, and it's definitely a lot better than the internal mic. Okay, now let's do some audio tests comparing the two mics, and hopefully you'll see what I mean. So as I stated earlier in the video, you're hearing the DJI mic, the original DJI mic, processed and everything. But let me connect the original DJI mic to the Pocket 3. By the way, you can do that. You just use the USB-C attachment, and then I'll add in all my EQs and everything as it's connected to the Pocket 3, and then we'll connect the DJI Mic 2 and I'll show you how that sounds raw and then processed. Actually, to start off, let's use the internal built-in mics in the DJI Pocket 3, and what we'll do is we'll use that as a control. So this is what the internal built-in mic sounds like with the DJI Pocket 3, and I have it in the front-facing mode, which should kind of do a little bit of noise cancellation, but I have the noise cancellation off. To be honest, I'm pretty impressed with the internal built-in microphones on the Pocket 3. They sound pretty good, but of course, it's always better to pair them with the DJI Mic 2. By far, I think the DJI Mic 2 sounds better than the internal mics, but if you're in a pinch, the internal mics sound really good. So this is my original baby, the original DJI mic. No processing, I have it right here. I'm gonna make sure I'm not hitting it with my jacket or anything like that. And now you're hearing it with my preset. All the effects, compression, EQs, all that good stuff. And in my opinion, the DJI mic just has a little bit more richness, a little bit more warmth. And I just feel like it pops. It sounds really good with my voice. I can EQ it any way that I want. I don't get that with the new DJI Mic 2. Let me show you guys. Okay, and now what you guys are hearing is the new DJI Mic 2. So this is the raw sound coming out of the microphone. And I don't know if you guys can hear, but it sounds really flat to my ears and kind of dull. Now I'm gonna process it. This is what it sounds like processed with my presets, compression, EQ, all that good stuff. And trust me, this is like the best I could do as far as processing. And it just still doesn't sound as good. It doesn't pop like the original DJI mic. What do you guys think? Do you guys hear a difference? Make sure you guys are using headphones, by the way. I feel like the Pocket 3 is extremely versatile. Because of that USB-C port, you can actually plug in the Lark M2. I recently did a video on the Lark M2 and I think that sounds amazing, and it's a button-sized microphone. You can also use the Lark Max, and I think the Lark Max has more of a studio sound, but personally I really like the sound of all three, and I switch off pretty frequently. So I like that there is a USB-C connection and you can easily plug in different microphones. And if you want to use the Rode Wireless Go 2 or the Rode Wireless Go 2 Pro or whatever, and you need a cable, you can buy a simple attachment. And I've used this before. I've grabbed my Insta360 X3 3.5 millimeter jack, and they sell them on Amazon, but you can buy a USB-C to 3.5 millimeter jack, and now you can basically plug in any corded microphone. So you can even use like a shotgun mic if you wanted to. But yeah, I like that you can do that. Not to mention, everything can connect through Bluetooth. So if they come out with microphones in the future that have Bluetooth connections, like the Dji Mic 2, you have that option. So it's not necessarily that you don't have any options with the DJI Pocket 3, and this video isn't about the DJI Pocket 3. It's more or less the DJI Mic 2 that came with the Pocket 3. Doesn't sound too great to my ears, but maybe I'm just being picky. Now, one other thing that I want to mention is I actually don't like how it looks. And I might be in the minority, but the clear case kind of gives it this like cheap toy look, in my opinion. I actually prefer the older design. With the original DJI mic, I feel like that kind of had more of a professional look. Now, we don't know what the official DJI Mic 2 is going to look like. I'm sure they're going to upgrade the original DJI mic and give you a case and 2 transmitters, 1 receiver, all that good stuff. And they may or may not be able to communicate through Bluetooth, but I'm assuming right now that this is the new DJI Mic 2. It's not just something that's being shipped out with the Pocket 2, and we're going to see an expanded version of this. But yeah, I really don't like the look. All right, so it looks like DJI has released their new DJI Mic 2, and there's a lot to unpack here. There's definitely a lot of new cool features like noise canceling. They kept the 32-bit float, of course. There's a new color, and there's some design changes like including a knob and things like that. But they also kept the clear view design, which I'm not a big fan of. Now, I am excited about a couple of new features like the internal presets, which now can match different camera manufacturers to ensure that you are getting the correct audio levels. That's a pretty big deal to me. And I do think there's some notable improvements. We would love to get our hands on a new DJI Mic 2. So until then, stay tuned. But right now, my first impressions are there's definitely a couple of big improvements, but there also might be some big misses. But what do you guys think? Leave me a comment below. Do you like the sound that's coming out of the DJI Mic 2 compared to the old DJI mic? And how do you guys feel about the clear case? As always, guys, if you found this video informative, please consider subscribing and joining our channel memberships to help support the channel. That's it for me, guys. I hope you found this video informative, and I will catch you on the next one. Take care, everybody.